So I've been thinking about values in terms of communicating. We're all communicators, writers, content creators, speakers, preachers, coaches, mentors, leaders. In one arena or another, we are incorporating and making use of the skills of communicating. But in the Sermon on the Mount that I've been working on this week, there's a crossover because Jesus, who is by any estimation, especially as pictured in the Gospels, a great communicator who uses attention getters and he uses everyday occurrences and life patterns and observations to shake things up, to really get our attention. He says things that might appear to some people to be outlandish, but are closer to the truth than anyone imagines in the beginning. So it occurs to one as you study the Beatitudes and as you study the Sermon on the Mount, which that is the preface to, the introduction to. It really follows our admonition to tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. Well, everything that he is about to say after the Beatitudes is really an exposition and an application of what he tells them in those very shocking statements. Blessed are the poor, blessed, happy, joyful, in a position of being blessed are those who mourn. And even at the end, blessed are those who are persecuted for doing and thinking the right thing and being on the right path. How outlandish, how shocking can someone be? And yet, if I may interject, if you measure things by crowds, there was a huge crowd there to see and hear this example of great communication. I'm adjusting my thinking. So I want to look you straight in the eye when I say some of these things today. Jesus, the great communicator, summarizes a different way of thinking. And when we communicate and when we write and when we speak, one of the things that we're doing is uh, employing this goal, this value. We need to think differently so that we can lead people to think differently. You've been looking at one part of the elephant, like was it Six Blind Men of Bombay? That Kipling said we're just trying to describe an elephant, but it depended on where they were grabbing the elephant, what the nature of their description was, what that elephant looked like. We're trying to help people see another part of the elephant. And we're trying to help people see the whole elephant, to look at truth differently, to look at values differently, and to create a new paradigm for thinking and us for communicating. We can't just say the same old tired things in the same old tired way, but we cannot retreat from truth just because it seems to be tired. But once we take a truth and we settle it into one application and one way of looking at it, we have neglected the core truth that is old and true and yet at the same time living and never dynamic. You think about those things and maybe we can have a conversation about them. I think that would be of some value, don't you? I always leave some room on my calendar, Coach Tom Sims, for people who want to just have a short conversation and see if it's going to go somewhere. I don't charge for the short initial conversations. Could get a little expensive as we go on, but that's about how much we want to commit in terms of time and energy. But I'd love to talk with you, and I'd love for you to comment here, there, or anywhere. I provide lots of ways for us to talk about these things, and I hope that you will avail yourself of one or two of them. Okay, all the best to you. See you the next time.